What would you do if you had everything people dream of? The big paycheck, the prestigious title, the corner office. Would you hold on to it? Or would you throw it all away for a dream no one believed in? Because in 1994, Jeff Bezos did something unthinkable. He walked away from a $200,000 a year job on Wall Street to sell books online. To most, it sounded insane. To him, it was vision. This is the story of how comfort almost trapped him, and how betting on vision, not safety, reshaped the future of business forever. New York City, 1990s. The towers of Wall Street gleam like monuments to power. Inside them, fortunes are made in seconds. And in one of those towers, Jeff Bezos sits at his desk. He is young, sure, relentless. By 30, he is already a vice president at D.E. Shaw, a powerful hedge fund. A star on the rise. The kind of man parents brag about at dinner parties. He makes more than $200,000 a year. In today's money? Closer to $500,000. Comfortable, secure, prestigious. But here's the trap. Comfort doesn't always feel comfortable. Sometimes it feels like a cage, a golden one. And every day Bezos feels the bars closing in. It starts with a number, a statistic, on a report buried in his research. Internet usage is growing at 2,300% per year. Bezos stares at it, reads it again, and again. Most would shrug, but Jeff can't. His brain races, his chest tightens. This is not a trend. This is not a fad. This is an explosion. And Bezos has always been obsessed with explosions. Not the kind that destroy, the kind that create. What could the internet transform? What industry could it disrupt? What would happen if someone got there first? The numbers whisper to him. This is the future. Don't ignore it. Bezos starts sketching. Lists, brainstorms, possibilities. What should the internet sell? 20 categories. CDs, clothing, electronics, software. But one idea refuses to let go. Books. Why books? Because books are infinite. Millions exist, far more than any bookstore could ever stock. An online bookstore could carry them all. No shelves, no limits, no borders. A store of infinite scale. The idea grips him like a vice. He can't shake it. He can't sleep. He knows. This is it. But the voice of fear whispers back. You have a great job. You're respected. You're rich. Don't throw it away for a dream. For weeks, Bezos wrestles with himself. On one side, security. On the other, possibility. He paces his apartment, stares at the ceiling at night, takes long walks with his wife, Mackenzie. Finally, he frames the dilemma in a way only he could. He calls it the regret minimization framework. He asked, when I'm 80 years old, will I regret leaving Wall Street? Or will I regret not trying to ride this internet wave? The answer is clear. The pain of failing would sting, but the pain of never trying would haunt him forever. So Jeff decides. He will quit. He will walk away from $200,000 a year, from prestige, from security, to chase a bookstore that doesn't exist yet. Jeff walks into David Shaw's office, the billionaire founder of D.E. Shaw, a man who mentored him, a man he respects. Jeff explains his plan, the internet, the growth rate, the bookstore idea. David listens carefully, then says the words Jeff will never forget. That sounds like a really good idea, Jeff. But probably better for someone who doesn't already have a good job. The comfort trap in one sentence. Bezos nods. He understands. But he also knows. Comfort is the enemy of greatness. He thanks Shaw. And he resigns. The golden cage swings open. Jeff and Mackenzie pack their Chevy Blazer. They leave Manhattan. Drive across America to Seattle. Mackenzie takes the wheel. Jeff types in the passenger seat, hammering out the business plan mile by mile. They call the company Cadabra, like abracadabra. But when a lawyer mistakes it for cadaver, Jeff laughs and rethinks. He flips through dictionaries, searches for something vast, something limitless. Then he finds it, Amazon, the largest river in the world. Endless, powerful, boundless, perfect. Seattle, 1994. A rented house, a garage, concrete floor, cheap desks built from doors. This is Amazon's headquarters. Bezos hires a small team, young, hungry, risk takers. They code late into the night. They pack books by hand. They ship orders themselves. Every sale feels like lightning. Every ding of a new order feels like proof. At first it's one book, then 5, then 50. Soon, Amazon is selling to every state in America and 45 countries around the world. The dream is real. And here's the truth. Jeff Bezos didn't leave Wall Street because it was easy. He didn't risk everything because it was safe. He left because vision mattered more than comfort. He bet on himself. He bet on the unknown. He bet on the future. And that bet changed everything. But this is only the beginning, because if quitting a cushy job was hard, surviving the storms ahead would be brutal. Critics, competitors, crashes, and failures that nearly destroyed everything. Amazon's rise wasn't smooth. It was a battlefield. Quitting was hard, but surviving was harder. Because dreams don't protect you, visions don't pay bills, and building something that never existed before comes with storms no one sees coming. Jeff Bezos had bet everything on Amazon. But now, the world would test if he had the strength to keep it alive. Seattle, 1994. The garage smells like cardboard. Stacks of books tower against the walls. Extension cords snake across the floor. Jeff and his tiny team sit at desks made of doors. They can't afford much else. The office is hot in summer, cold in winter, and chaos all year long. Orders trickle in. Every time a book sells, a little bell dings on Jeff's computer. At first, it's once every few hours. Then once an hour. Then, nonstop. The garage fills with energy. The team cheers with every ping. Amazon is alive. But alive doesn't mean safe. Not yet. Investors are skeptical. Friends whisper, "Why leave Wall Street for this?" Competitors laugh. Jeff feels the weight. Amazon is burning cash. Shipping is expensive. Warehouses are tiny. And every order feels both like a victory and a threat. If they fail, they don't just lose money. They lose credibility. And credibility is everything. Jeff pushes harder. Sleeps less. Dreams of servers crashing. Dreams of customers leaving. Obsession takes over. He is not just building a company. He is fighting for survival. One night, the team debates strategy. How fast should they grow? Where should they focus? Jeff slams his hand on the table. His voice sharp, his eyes burning. Focus on the customer. Obsess over them. If we do that, everything else will follow. It's not just talk. It becomes law. Amazon answers every email personally. If a package is late, Jeff apologizes himself. If the website crashes, he doesn't sleep until it's fixed. Every decision runs through one lens. What's best for the customer? Not what's easiest. Not what's profitable. But what's best. That principle becomes Amazon's heartbeat. Books explode. Sales rise faster than Jeff imagined. But Bezos isn't satisfied. Books are just the beginning. He tells his team, "We're going to sell everything. Not just books. Not just a category. Everything." They look at him like he's crazy. Because he is. But crazy has power. And Bezos believes it with every cell in his body. He starts adding CDs. Then electronics. Then toys. The vision expands. Amazon isn't just a bookstore anymore. It's becoming the everything store. But the world isn't cheering. The media laughs. They call Amazon a dot-com bubble. A fad. A joke. They write headlines like, Amazon.toast. Analysts predict failure. Competitors circle. Barnes & Noble, a giant, launches its own website and promises to crush Bezos like a bug. The pressure mounts. The laughter gets louder. But Jeff doesn't flinch. He smiles that sharp, almost unnerving smile. And he says, "The internet is big. Bigger than anyone realizes. And we're just getting started." Amazon goes public. Stock soars. Bezos is suddenly a billionaire. But just as quickly, the storm hits. The dot-com bubble bursts. Companies collapse overnight. Billions vanish. Pets.com dies. Webvan dies. Hundreds of future empires crumble to dust. And everyone predicts Amazon is next. The stock plummets. From $106 a share to $6. A 94% drop. Critics declare it over. Amazon is finished. Amazon will never survive. Jeff hears it all. But he doesn't panic. He doesn't run. He doubles down. Conference rooms fill with tension. The burn rate is insane. Cash is evaporating. Investors are furious. Amazon needs to survive. Or die trying. Jeff looks at his team and says, "We can't control the market. But we can control our execution. We focus on customers. We cut what doesn't matter. We survive." Every expense is scrutinized. Every dollar stretched. Every risk weighed. The vision hasn't changed. But now, survival comes first. Slowly, painfully, Amazon claws forward. Customers keep ordering. They trust Amazon. They love Amazon. And even as competitors collapse, Amazon stands. By 2001, when the dust of the dot-com crash settles, Amazon is still alive. Weaker, yes, but alive. And survival in a storm that killed thousands is not weakness. It's proof. Proof that vision can outlast comfort. Proof that obsession beats doubt. Jeff Bezos could have stayed on Wall Street. He could have lived safe. He could have stayed comfortable. But he didn't. And because of that, Amazon didn't just exist. It endured. It became the survivor. The anomaly. The proof that betting on vision is the only bet worth making. But storms don't stop after survival. Because the next challenge for Bezos was not just proving Amazon could live. It was proving Amazon could win. Survival wasn't enough. Anyone can survive. But to dominate? That takes something else. Jeff Bezos had risked it all. He had endured the laughter. He had crawled through the fire of the dot-com collapse. But now, the question was no longer, can Amazon live? The question was, can Amazon win? The year is 2001. The battlefield is littered with corpses of startups. Weba, eToys, Pets.com, gone. Amazon is battered. Its stock has cratered. Analysts are still calling it Amazon.toast. But while everyone else retreats, Bezos sharpens his focus. We survived. Now we build. Scene 2, Relentless Innovation, 5 to 9 o'clock. Jeff refuses to let Amazon be just a bookstore, or even just an online shop. He pushes for faster shipping, lower prices, wider selection, and then he drops the bombshell idea. Free shipping. The team gasps. Free? Jeff, that'll destroy us. But Bezos doesn't blink. Customers hate shipping costs. Remove the pain. The rest will follow. Amazon launches free Super Saver shipping. Sales explode. Loyalty grows. The seed of something bigger is planted. Bezos isn't done. He dreams of a membership program. Not for discounts, not for coupons, but for speed. 2 days. Every order. No limits. The room erupts. It's impossible. Too expensive. Jeff just smiles. Build it anyway. In 2005, Amazon Prime is born. At first, the world doesn't understand. Why would anyone pay a subscription fee just for shipping? But the truth is hidden in plain sight. Prime isn't about shipping. It's about loyalty. It's about building an unbreakable bond. And slowly, Prime changes everything. Customers don't just shop. They live on Amazon. Inside Amazon, the culture is brutal, demanding, obsessive. Jeff pushes his people beyond comfort. Emails at midnight. Meetings that feel like interrogations. Standards that break the weak. Some call it cruel. Others call it genius. Because Bezos isn't building a workplace. He's building a machine. A machine fueled by obsession. A machine designed to scale. And like him, it doesn't care about comfort. It only cares about vision. But while Amazon grows, giants awaken. Walmart, Target, Best Buy, all launch e-commerce sites. All with deeper pockets. All with decades of dominance. The media says, Amazon can't compete. The giants will crush them. But Bezos has a secret weapon. He's not playing their game. He's playing his own. While they focus on protecting stores, Bezos focuses on the future. He doesn't want to compete in the mall. He wants to build the mall of the internet. And slowly, the giants start realizing too late. Jeff faces another storm. Investors are furious. Amazon barely shows profit. Bezos reinvests everything back into infrastructure, warehouses, technology. Analysts scream, "Where's the profit? You're wasting shareholder money." Jeff fires back. "We're not here for quick wins. We're here for the long term." He writes his legendary shareholder letters, declaring, "Long-term thinking is our obsession. Comfort is the enemy. Vision is everything." Most CEOs cave to Wall Street. Bezos doesn't. He bets on the future. Again and again. In the early 2000s, Amazon faces a new problem. Its engineers are drowning. Every time they build a new service, they rebuild the same infrastructure. Servers, databases, storage. It's chaos. Inefficient. Slow. So Bezos orders a radical solution. Turn our internal infrastructure into a platform. Not just for us. For everyone. The team is stunned. "You mean, rent out our computing power?" "Yes," Bezos replies. "Build the future of the internet." In 2006, Amazon launches AWS, Amazon Web Services. At first, no one cares. It seems strange. Why would anyone buy cloud computing? But Bezos knows. The world will need it. And when it does, Amazon will own it. The years roll by. Prime grows. WS grows. The marketplace grows. And Amazon transforms. From a scrappy survivor in a garage to a global force. A company that doesn't just sell books. It sells everything. It powers the internet. It defines the future. By the 2010s, the laughter is gone. The headlines have changed. Now the world isn't asking if Amazon will survive. It's asking, is Amazon unstoppable? Jeff Bezos didn't win because he was the smartest. He didn't win because he was the richest. He didn't win because he was lucky. He won because he bet on vision, not comfort. When comfort called, he walked away. When fear screamed, he pushed forward. When critics mocked, he stayed silent. Vision guided him. Obsession fueled him. And patience rewarded him. In 1994, Jeff Bezos was a man leaving a $200,000 job to sell books online. By the 2020s, he was the richest man on earth. And Amazon was not a bookstore. It was the backbone of global commerce. All because one man chose vision over comfort. And the lesson is this: comfort feels safe, but it kills dreams. Vision feels dangerous, but it builds empires. So when you face your choice, safety or vision, remember Jeff Bezos in his garage, and ask yourself, which world will you bet on? Backhand index pointing right. If this story moved you, hit subscribe. Because the next story might just be the spark your own vision needs.